I never thought my ex-husband could shock me anymore, until he married his so-called dream woman just 4 days after our divorce. Everyone kept whispering that she was perfect, flawless, everything I wasn't. But the moment I finally saw her face, something clicked. My jaw didn't drop. I laughed. Not out of jealousy. Not out of pain. But because in that single glance, I understood the truth he had been hiding for years. And trust me, no one was prepared for who she actually was. I'm Sarah, 26 years old. A week ago, my world completely flipped. My husband, Daniel, my husband for 3 years, married his dream woman just 4 days after our divorce. 4 days. I still can't wrap my head around it. I'm standing on my balcony this morning, coffee in hand, sunlight brushing against my face, but it doesn't warm me. My heart is racing with a mix of shock, disbelief, and something darker, curiosity. How could he move on so fast? What kind of person does this? For weeks, I replayed everything in my mind. The late nights he claimed were work. The small arguments that seemed meaningless at the time. The weekend trips he took without telling me. Daniel always had a reason, always a charming excuse. But this was something else entirely. I scroll through my phone, staring at his name blinking in my inbox. An email from Daniel. My hands tighten around my cup. Sarah, meet me today at the downtown cafe. You'll see who she really is, but not the way you expect. I freeze. My chest tightens. My mind screams to ignore it, but my heart pushes me forward. I have to know the truth. For a moment, I close my eyes and take a deep breath. This is my life, my curiosity, my choice. Whatever happens next, I'm ready. I set the cup down, grab my bag, and step out the door. Today, everything changes. Fade out on my face a mixture of fear, anger, and determination. I arrive at the cafe, my shoes clicking on the polished floor. The aroma of roasted coffee beans fills the air, but I barely notice. My eyes scan the room and there he is, Daniel, sitting at a corner table with someone I've never seen before. My stomach twists. She's beautiful, yes, but there's something unsettling about her calm, poised smile. Her hair cascades in perfect waves, her makeup flawless, her posture impeccable. Like she's stepped out of a magazine, not a real life. Daniel stands as I approach, his usual charm plastered across his face. Sarah, he says casually, as if nothing catastrophic happened in our lives. I'm glad you came. I swallow hard. Daniel, who is she? I nod toward the woman sitting gracefully beside him. Oh, this is Emily, he says smoothly. You'll see why I married her. I blink. Married her? Already? My chest tightens. My voice trembles slightly as I manage. 4 days, Daniel. 4 days after the divorce. He shrugs like it's normal. Timing doesn't matter. What matters is, she's perfect for me. I force a smile, my mind racing. Perfect for him? Maybe. But she's also perfect for manipulation, perfect for control. Something feels off. Emily rises and extends her hand. It's so nice to meet you, Sarah. I've heard a lot about you. Her tone is soft, but there's a calculated precision in her words, almost rehearsed. I take her hand, feeling a chill run down my spine. Something about her just doesn't add up. I sit down, trying to keep my composure. As the waiter pours the coffee, Daniel starts talking about their wedding plans, rings, venues, lavish parties. My heart races, but I keep my face calm. I need answers. Finally I ask, Emily, tell me the truth. Why him? Why now? She smiles sweetly, tilting her head. Sarah, some things are easier to see than to say. You'll understand soon. I know this is a trap. But I need to follow it, even if it breaks me. Fade out as Sarah sips her coffee, her eyes never leaving Emily, trying to read the person who stole her life. I follow them after the cafe, my mind spinning. Daniel is talking, laughing, acting like nothing has changed, but my eyes are on Emily. Every gesture, every smile, every tilt of her head, something feels rehearsed, like she knows exactly how to play a role. Then it happens. She reaches into her purse and pulls out a small photo album. Emily flips it open and casually hands it to me. Here, you might recognize some faces, she says with a serene smile. I glance at the first page, my heart skipping a beat. There it is. A photo of Emily, not glamorous, not perfect, but awkward, scrawny, wearing braces, with messy hair and glasses. My mouth drops open. This is you. I manage to choke out. She laughs softly, a quiet, controlled laugh. Yes, Sarah. That's me, years ago. Before everything. I can't stop staring. The transformation is unbelievable. The girl in the photo is barely recognizable as the polished woman sitting in front of me. Her smile, the poise, the perfection, it was all constructed. Daniel, oblivious to my shock, leans back in his chair. See, Sarah? She's incredible. She just knows how to handle life, handle me. I feel a mix of disbelief, rage, and an absurd sort of amusement that I can't stop a small laugh from escaping my lips. How had I never seen this coming? The woman who married my ex in just 4 days had completely reinvented herself. Emily notices, her eyes narrow slightly, but her smile doesn't falter sometimes. Sarah, she says softly, you have to become someone else to achieve your dreams. I sip my coffee, letting the moment sink in. The audacity, the planning, the complete transformation. It's astonishing that I'm laughing now, a bitter, incredulous laugh, because the truth is stranger than anything I could have imagined. Daniel looks at me confused. Sarah, why are you laughing? I place the photo album back on the table, my gaze unwavering, because she's brilliant. You really picked your dream woman, Daniel. And now I see why you did it so fast. I leave the cafe, photo album clutched in my hands. The streets are quiet, but my mind is a storm. Daniel and Emily, my ex and his new wife, walking together like they've rewritten history. My chest tightens, but I realize something. I don't need their approval, their drama, or their perfection anymore. Later that evening, I sit alone in my apartment, the walls echoing memories of a marriage I thought would last forever. 8 years, countless dinners, arguments, and moments of love, but now all of that feels like a shadow, a rehearsal for someone else's happiness. I open my laptop and glance at old photos of Daniel and me, our honeymoon, birthdays, lazy Sunday mornings. And then I close it. I don't need to relive their past, or my past, to define my present. The next morning, I take a deep breath. I start small, a walk through the park, a cup of coffee at my favorite cafe, a book I'd never finished. Each step feels lighter, freer. I realize the laughter I couldn't stop at the cafe wasn't just disbelief, it was release. A release from the weight of expectations, from the illusion of control I thought I had. Weeks pass. I focus on myself, my career, my friends, my passions. I even reconnect with old friends I'd drifted from during my marriage. Life begins to feel mine again. One afternoon, while browsing the bookstore, I see Emily's face pop up in a magazine. She's smiling, flawless, radiant, the dream woman Daniel had chosen. I feel a pang for a moment, but it quickly fades. I know now that her happiness doesn't diminish mine. Daniel calls me one evening. I don't answer. I don't need to. My life is no longer tied to his choices. I hang up, feeling the calm I haven't felt in years. I step onto my balcony, the sunlight bathing my apartment in golden warmth. I breathe in the fresh air, feel the quiet joy of independence, and smile. The chapter of Daniel and Emily has closed, and in its place, my story begins anew. For the first time in a long time, I am not defined by a husband, a marriage, or a dream woman. I am defined by myself. Fade out as Sarah sips her coffee, gazing at the city skyline, free, confident, and finally at peace. I've shared my story, but I'd love to hear yours too. Comment below and don't forget to subscribe, there are more stories that will shock you just like this one did me.